What it do, y'all? You already know exactly what time it is. We back here to serve some more game on the ground from Hungry Hounds. So just get up the pounding and ready for the next round, man. Yeah, with that being said, man, we got some stuff that we gotta talk about tonight, man. Some stuff going on that I be seeing, and it's just like, dang, man. He said it's solid. I bet that's what's up. Appreciate it. Yeah, man, it's a whole lot of crazy stuff going on that I see, and I just be like, man, that's the Matrix for you, bro. And then other stuff I be seeing is just like, it's goofy, bro. It's like, what are you doing? He said audio is way better. I bet that's what's up. And boy, that's just somebody walking their dog. I was about to say it. But no, man, you can never be too careful when you're around certain areas. Uh, Man, when I see stuff like what I seen earlier, like what you see in the title of the live, man, it's crazy because it's like, yo, what's going on? What you doing? Why you tripping like that? Especially when you are the definition of what it is that you are shaming. That makes no sense at all whatsoever. When you are the definition of what you are shaming, you haven't looked in the mirror yet. And so, because you haven't looked in the mirror yet, you don't realize that you are exactly what you are talking about. And that's called the lack of self awareness. A lot of people lack self awareness. I'm talking about your girl Lizzo. Yeah, no, I'm talking about your girl Lizzo. She over here dollar shaming her own team when she literally $600 and some change herself. She dollar shaming her own team. She forced her backup dancers to eat bananas out of dancers' caves, female dancers' caves down there between their legs. She forced them to eat bananas coming out of a dancer's leg. You can't make this stuff up, bro. This is disgusting stuff. I would not do that. I am not going to eat food that came out of somebody's cave who I don't even know. You can't make this stuff up. This stuff. And then uh, there was somebody who was supposed to direct her documentary or film or whatever that was on her team for 2 weeks. And after the second week, she said, "No, I'm done." Why? Because she was very rude, very hard to work with. She was very disrespectful. She was shaming everybody who looked exactly like her. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. See, what a lot of people say is, "Oh no, Lizzo's beautiful. If you like her, then you beautiful too." But no, see, yo, your internal and your external ain't gonna be beautiful if you look like that. I don't care what nobody say. The only reason why you so mad about it, about now you angry. Uh, no, I'm finna get you up on out of here. I'm gonna get you up on out of here. Yeah, no. It's talking about how it's kind of lagging a little bit. So if it's messing up, let me know down in the comments below, or if it's not, if it's still good or not. But yeah, man, you just mad because he says glitching. Yeah, hold up, y'all. Let me know if it's still doing it or not, and if so, then I'm gonna have to figure out something else. But yeah, man, uh, people get mad at themselves for allowing themselves to go away. Uh, I like you very much. Hope it can help you. I don't know what you mean by it. I don't know what you mean by it, but if you're trying to do some sus stuff, I'm gonna get you up and out of here. Uh, but now, man, is people lack self awareness. People lack uh, the ability to get up and do what they're supposed to do to keep themselves from becoming a certain way, to keep themselves from becoming expanded the way she did. Most people like her, they be laying in a soiled bed, and when I say soiled, you know what I mean. They wet the bed, they pooped in it, they did all that stuff. They probably puked in it too. They rolling all around in it like a pigsty, and they be sitting around demanding other people in the house do this, do that, do this, do that. The whole while you sitting around laying in your own excrement, your own bodily fluids, you bathing in your own sweat, pee, poop, and stuff like that. Island boy showed their dog on the stream. kids. When you say dog, do you mean hot dog or actual dog, like a pet? I hope you're lying to me. I hope you mean dog like pet. I hope you mean dog like pet, boy. I'm gonna put them on blast for the rest of my life if they really show that. No, no, you can't make this stuff up, bro. You can't make this stuff up. That's crazy. That's what I'm talking about later on in the podcast that we have at 12. That's what I'm gonna talk about. That's crazy. That's what I want to talk about, anyways, man. The Island Boy, not even. I don't know what to call them. Island Boys, Island Dudes, Island Toys. Uh, I don't know, man. It's just you keep digging a deeper hole for yourself. That's all they do. That's all they do is dig a deeper hole for themselves. You can't make the stuff up. That is crazy. They really did that. I hope Aiden kicked him off, like literally as it happened. I hope he kicked him off because if he didn't, he's sus. He wanted to see it. I got to go look at that now. I got to go see. Well, I don't got to go look at it, but I got to go do my research. You said Aiden shouldn't have a platform at soon. Shouldn't have platform. Yeah. Oh, platform to him. Yeah, that's a fact. I gotta go look into that, bro, because I'm gonna be putting them on blast. I'm gonna put them on blast, bro. That is insane. You don't supposed to expose yourself to children like that, bro. You don't supposed to pull your pants down and show your little hot dog weenie in front of children like that, whether it's in person or on social media in general. Period. Point blank. Period. However you say it. You're not supposed to expose yourself to children like that, bro. That is disgusting. It is very low down, dirty human behavior. Uh, you shouldn't be able to have a hot dog if you do that stuff to kids. You shouldn't be able to. Yeah, no. Whether you a male or a female, if you expose yourself to kids like that, you don't supposed to be able to have a hot dog or a garage down there. It needs to be sewed up or it needs to be surgically removed. And that's 100% facts and not opinion. And it needs to be for the rest of their life. They need to make that a court order that if you mess with children, either which biology you are, you need to be sewn up for life down there. For life. To keep you and refrain you from being able to do anything else to any other kids again. Because that is disgusting. That is disgusting human behavior, bro. I can't believe that, bro. That is insane. And it just goes to show you how much farther down the rabbit hole humanity's morality is going. You know, we all, hey, island boys, island boys. No, no. They island failures. They island failures. And the messed up thing is they're getting it from their pops, Mr. Stein. We're going to say Stein. They're getting that from their pops, Mr. Stein, when they was on his island. They was on that island, and they were getting messed with. They grew up and said, you know what? I think this is okay because this is what happened to us because we were on this island. Why do you think they're messing with each other? Why do you think they're exposing themselves to kids on other people's platforms? I can only imagine what Top G is probably thinking right now if he's seen that. I can only imagine the profound disappointment that he would have, bro. If he don't, man, I gotta be careful with how I word this stuff now, man, because I'm on this platform, ain't on YouTube or nothing. If he don't give them some type of consequence, whether it's a hand across the face or cut him off completely or whatever, for allowing it to happen, I'm going to be very disappointed. But you can't, bro, I'm speechless at this crap now, bro. Who was it? Was it Kodiak Red? Was it Flight Soldier? Was it both? Man, they probably kissed on that stream again, too. They probably kissed. They gave each other's hot dog a little tongue swirl, a little rub and tug, all that stuff, man. Shoved it all the way back deep in their throats. They probably shoved it all back deep within both of their throats, gave each other a little rub and tug. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, bro. I'm shaking my head in disgust, disappointment. People like that are an abomination to society. People like that are demonically possessed and influenced. I tried to say influenced and possessed at the same time, and it came out impressed. No. They are demonically charged, demonically influenced, demonically possessed. You can't make this stuff up. They should not have a platform at all. Anybody who support the Island Boys should not have a platform at all no more. Anybody who rock with the Island Boys should not have a platform no more at all. They all need to be erased off of social media for the betterment of society. You can fight me if you want it. I don't care. That's what I say. I stand on what I say, just like what I said about aliens. I stand on what I say. And if they out here doing that bullcrap, they need to go bye-bye. They need to go bye-bye. But the worst part about it is, they're not going to go bye-bye. You know why? Because they just came out the other way, swinging like Tarzan. They just came out the other way, swinging like Tarzan. So now they're going to have the protection of the alphabet lettered people, the lettered streets, like they used to call them in Ohio, I think it was, the lettered streets, the lettered people. They're going to have the protection of them. They're going to have the same protection and rights that they do. So they can't get canceled now because they have that protection. Man, the devil works in crazy ways. The devil works in ways to manipulate society. See, now look, because now we done, what's going to happen is people who are maps, so to speak, people who expose themselves to children like in the way they did, what they're going to do is they're going to come out first and say, oh, I'm this, I'm that. I identify as the lettered people. So now they're going to have the same rights and protection as the lettered people, so they don't get canceled and they don't get no type of charge against them for trying to get a child. That's what's going to happen. And I guarantee you that's what's happening right now with these two abominations, with these two disgusting human beings. That's what's going on right now. Which is crazy, bro, because when you identify as the lettered streets, you can get away with a whole lot, almost anything, because they have those rights and protections. No other human being on the face of the planet has that many rights and protections, except for demons. They're demons. Demons manifested in the flesh. They are the spirit of corruption, so to speak. Twisted mindsets. They possess people and they go into them and they make them go into other dudes and other females. And it's just crazy, man. It's crazy stuff going on. I can't believe you just said that, man. It's insane. That is absolutely insane, man. I'm going to put him on blast now for a long time. You see, that's something that you can't just apologize for. That's not something you could just say, oh, I'm sorry, man, I messed up. Nah, bro, you did what you did. You exposed yourself to children. You did what you did. You don't just apologize for that and walk away. See, a lot of people think that they can just get away with an apology. No, there's going to be some consequences to it. When you do something as dire as exposing yourself to a child, there has got to be a consequence that comes with it, instead of just apologizing to everybody that's calling for a consequence to happen. You apologize expecting to get out of it. Like, no, that ain't how it works. That ain't how it works. I'm disgusted by that. I'm ashamed of society for not even canceling them first when they came out with the Island Boys song in the first place. I'm ashamed of society for not doing that yet. I'm ashamed of society for even allowing them to have a platform in the first place. All types of stuff, man. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. That is insane, bro. Insane. But with that being said, we're finna move on to the next topic, man. The second topic of the night. I seen a news article that it was in Wisconsin. I don't remember where in Wisconsin. Somewhere in Wisconsin. that there was people, quote unquote Christians, who were out there spreading God's awareness, or the gospel as other people like to call it. Uh, they was out there spreading God's awareness and they got arrested for it. They were arrested because they were at a rally, a lettered people rally, and they got arrested for spreading God's awareness. This is a good example of the Matrix at work. The Matrix has become such a, I guess you could say, filtered system, and not the good type of filter. It's the type of filter that filters out all the good things and keeps all the bad things in it. Like if you get a filter that filters out all the good minerals and stuff out of the water and keeps all the bad things in it, that's exactly what the system is. The system filters out everything that we need in society to remain a competent society, to remain a decent society, to maintain some type of decent human behavior. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. This is what's going on, and this is what they're allowing. If you spread God's awareness in Wisconsin at a lettered people rally, you will be placed in handcuffs for quote unquote hate speech. And that's what we're doing nowadays. We're getting arrested for hating people by telling the truth. See, that's what happens is demons, they hate the truth. Demons hate the truth. So when you bring the truth out to them, what they're going to do is they're going to do whatever they can to get the truth away from them, out of their presence, out of their sight. Because the truth hurts them, because they know where they're going. Those demons know where they're going. See, it's not necessarily the fact that the people want it gone, so much as it's the demons that are possessing and influencing them that want them gone. And the sad part about it is those police officers, they fall into that trap. They fall into that trap. Do what we tell you to do, otherwise you're going to get fired. Same thing with the mark of the beast. You take this mark, otherwise you ain't going to buy, sell, trade, or work. You're going to suffer. You are going to suffer torment. That's what they tell you. Enforce these laws and arrest these people for hating the lettered people by spreading God's awareness and truth. Otherwise, you will be out of a job. You won't be able to feed your kids. We're going to make sure that you don't get hired nowhere else because you're going to be a lettered people hater and you're going to be blacklisted. That's what they're going to do. So what else do? They succumb to depression. Oh, man, well, I got kids at home, man, so I got to do what I got to do. Even if I don't want to, man, so I'm going to go ahead and arrest these people for doing absolutely nothing illegal besides exercising their right to freedom of speech. So that's what I don't understand is everybody who is within the lettered people, the lettered streets community, has a perfect right to exercise their freedom of speech. But we can't. The people who are on the opposing side of the lettered streets have no right to exercise their right to freedom of speech. That is the matrix at work, the matrix at hand. That is what's going on because they hate the truth. We got to stand up and we got to make sure that we spread the truth even more now. One thing I've always loved doing on social media is making people mad by just saying what it is. Aliens ain't real. Lizzo don't got no business dollar shaming her team. The lettered streets don't need to be existing. The lettered streets need to be abolished. It's a whole lot of stuff, man. School systems need to be abolished. A whole lot of teachers need to be abolished for the things that they do, which we're going to get into here in a little bit. And my phone about to host its own funeral soon. Not soon, I still got some time left, some time to get into this last topic. But Some of these teachers out here need to be abolished because they are forcing students to do certain things that they shouldn't be doing, that they don't got no business forcing them to do. And it just blows my mind. This is why I always go back and I say, man, we need school reform, not just for teachers, but for principals and school boards, members of the school board, and the Department of Education. It needs to go from the roots, start from the roots, go up to ground level with this school reform. Because what they doing is they out here for uh, Lettered Street Day. They trying to force kids to wear rainbow clothes for Lettered Street Day. You can't make this stuff up. This is something that I read earlier today. And when I seen it, it blew my mind. But when I also seen what a lot of the kids did in retaliation to it, I was proud. I was proud of the kids for doing what they supposed to do. And what happened was a lot of the kids who ain't rocked with it, what they did was they put on clothes that had the American flag on them, stating that their labels are USA. Their labels meaning what they go by, what they identify as. I identify as USA, wearing the American flag, and they protested against what the school was having them do, and they was tearing down a whole bunch of lettered street decoration inside the school. And I was sitting back, and when I read that, I was clapping my hands. I said, "Yup, them kids are being raised right. Them kids are being taught at home not to accept the bullcrap agenda propaganda that they be pushing in school, and they listen to their parents, and they doing exactly what their parents is telling them to do, and they fighting back. And this is what we need more. We need more protests to safeguard our children. We need to safeguard our children's hearts, their minds, their souls, their purity." See, the one thing that you're not gonna be able to get around is one day your child's gonna lose their purity. That's why, as a child, you are supposed to do whatever you can and whatever you need to do as a father to protect your child's purity and innocence. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people roll over to the school board and just allow them to push that bullcrap agenda on them, and it's just like, man, you call yourself a parent? You proudly call yourself a parent when you are allowing the school board to ruin and wreck your child's mentality, spirituality, emotions, maybe even their physical looks if they get surgeries. And I'm just like, man, some of these people don't even deserve to be having no kids, man. Some of these people, see, that's one thing they need to do is they need to have some type of evaluation test. And if you fail it, they shouldn't allow you to have kids. If you pass it, you should be good. And it's sad that we even get to that point to where that's what we need. But we done let society go so far down the rabbit hole that that's the things that we need now. We got to the point where we need to have evaluations, psych evals, background checks, all that stuff, just to do exactly what God created us to do, which was to procreate and populate the earth. It's sad that we need psych evals to do what we're supposed to do as human beings. But that's the point that it's got to. That's the point that we let it get to. And it's just like, bro. Next thing you know, it's gonna get to the point to where you're gonna need to take a psych eval just to live, let alone have children. We keep going the way we're going. We're gonna need to have psych evals just to breathe. Otherwise, you're gonna end up being removed and disposed of by way of deletion. That's what it's going to get down to. And then AI is going to take your place. You weren't sufficient enough to benefit society, so what they did was they removed and disposed of you and had a robot take your place because a robot does more than you would have. That's the sad part. That's the sad part. Insane that we've gotten to that point in society. And it's just like, man, all you can do is just sit back and look at it and point it out. Show people where we went wrong, bring the solution to the table, and work towards achieving that solution. But we can only do that together as a team. If we ain't doing that as one, that ain't gonna get done at all. We all have to agree. We need to go back where we derailed and remake those train tracks so we can keep going on the path that we was on instead of derailing off to the side. Instead of having a train crash, a train wreck, whatever the case may be. We all need to agree to work together to carry society on our back to the destination it's supposed to be, not to where it's going now. But we can't do that when we're busy fighting each other. You got dark people fighting light people. You got regular people fighting lettered streets people. You got aliens coming over the walls, taking other people's jobs. People who have rights to be here, taking their jobs, their retirement money, their social security money, their all that stuff. They take all of it. We're fighting them. We're fighting dark people against light people. We're fighting regular people versus lettered streets people. I mean, society is doing everything that the Matrix wants it to do because we keep jumping through every single hoop that it lays out for us. They lay out, there's not one hoop that they haven't laid out that we haven't been able to keep ourselves from jumping through. Because we're just so addicted to jumping through it. That's a shame. That's something that needs to change. We ain't gonna change it until everybody individually agrees to come together as one, as a hive mind, come together as one body and say, nah, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna fight back. We're gonna push back. It ain't gonna happen though. There's way too many people worried about what he said, she said on social media. Way too many people worried about Fousey Tube slipping up with the N-word, even though it's just a word. Way too many people worried about what Gunna said in court, what's going to happen with YNW Melly. Way too many people worried about what's going to happen to Orange Man. Way too many people worried about all the wrong things from the year to focus on what we're supposed to focus on. That's what keeps us all divided. We all remain divided because we all worry about different things instead of all worrying about one thing, which is the Matrix. You know, when I sit back and I see people defending certain things, certain actions that people have done. And that's how you know that society has gone so far down the hole. It's not even funny. I seen people defending Lizzo for doing what she did just recently, and it just blows my mind. It's like, how can you defend that? Of all things, you choose to defend that instead of defending a kid. I mean, people were defending the fact that mainstream media does not spread awareness on the child work industry. And by child work, I mean Forced labor, forced adulterated labor that never ends. People were defending the fact that mainstream media does not spread awareness about it. I said it one time that they don't spread awareness because they're complicit in it. And people got angry. People got angry because I said that aliens don't exist, ETs. People got angry because I said the only aliens are the ones jumping over the wall. These are all the wrong things to be angry about. You should be angry about being held down by the matrix, by the system that's supposed to be taking care of you, that's been turned around to hold you down. That's what you should be angry about. You shouldn't be angry about a word I said. You shouldn't be angry about FujiTube. I mean, I've seen some people in the comment section saying that. You shouldn't be angry about FujiTube. I mean, I've seen some people in the comment section saying, well, at least FujiTube took accountability and responsibility for a word. A word, bro. And it's funny because it be the light people who say that. And then in that same comment section, I see dark people saying, "Bro, it's just a word, bro. If it was a hard R, I'd be mad. But if it's just an A at the end, I don't care." It always be the opposite people who be trying to get mad for the other people who ain't even mad about it. How does that make sense? How does that make sense, bro? It don't make sense at all whatsoever. It don't make sense. It's like, oh man, I gotta get mad for him, but they not even mad. Oh man, I gotta correct this for him, but they're not even correcting him because they don't care. It don't bother them one bit. I don't get that. Why are you trying to push an agenda when they literally said they don't care because it's just a word with an A at the end? You can't make this stuff up. Can't make this stuff up at all whatsoever. With that being said, man, my phone is about to host its own funeral, probably within the next 3 to 4 minutes. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get up on out of here. I got a couple of other things I gotta take care of anyway. So we finna be live on the Maki and Kane YouTube channel with the podcast over there tonight. So make sure y'all go tap in and tap the follow button over there or the subscribe button on YouTube. And hit the bell for the notifications as well. Your boy Maki finna be going live later on. So make sure y'all go follow him as well and go tap into that as well. So with that being said, I'm finna get up on out of here. Make sure y'all share with your friends, your families, your members, your aunties, your grannies, and everybody else that y'all know. And I'm out of here, man. Deuces. Don't let the Matrix control you, dog.